It began, quite inconveniently, with a kiss. Not the kind that unravels corsets or rewrites destinies. No, it was a kiss on the hand, gloved, slightly smudged with ink, delivered precisely at 13:15. Yes, 13. Wait, what? The man who'd caught my hand mid-stumble gave me the faintest smirk. He had brass eyes, or maybe just the one. The other looked human enough. His bronze mechanical hand clicked gently against my skin. "It's a rare minute," he said. "Only appears when time feels cheeky." Time feels cheeky? In VRL, quite often. This, I would soon learn, was Elias Quen, the mad clockmaker of the North Quarter, infamous for collapsing Tuesday last March and accidentally aging the mayor's cat 300 years overnight. He dropped my hand, stepped back, and gave me a sweeping bow. "Apologies, miss. The clock hiccuped. You were meant to fall into me exactly 17 seconds earlier." "And miss my pastry appointment? Tragic." "Indeed." He tilted his head. "Strawberry custard? Blueberry vengeance? Yours?" "Ah," he said, tapping his mechanical temple. "I'm more of a marmalade fatalism man myself." And that's how I fell into it. Banter, brass, and bad decisions. I didn't intend to see him again, but VRL had other ideas. On the following Tuesday, or what was supposed to be Tuesday, the day simply didn't arrive. The sun stayed in bed, the clocks refused to acknowledge reality, and the bakery offered an existential discount. By noon, I'd had enough. I marched straight to Clockmaker Row, past the street musicians playing backwards, through a courtyard echoing tomorrow's conversations, and banged on Elias Quen's workshop door, which promptly fell off its hinges. "You broke the day," I announced as I stepped inside. He looked up from an overturned hourglass leaking stardust. "I improved the week," he corrected. "Mondays were becoming emotionally aggressive." "And what exactly is this?" I asked, pointing to the window where time had stopped snow midair and a small dog was frozen in the act of peeing on a lamppost. Elias scratched his chin. "Ah, that's not me. That's Tuesday having an identity crisis. Tea?" His workshop smelled like oil, burnt cinnamon, and paper dreams. Shelves groaned with ticking things. Watches shaped like beetles. Maps that shifted when you blinked. And a teapot that argued with itself. I took the tea. It tasted like secrets. "I'm Seraphine Hale, restorer of broken things, tapestries, spellbooks, occasionally hearts." "I know," he replied. I blinked. "You know?" "You have a reputation. You fixed the Moontide tapestry with the shoelace and optimism. Also glue. Don't underestimate glue." He smiled. And it wasn't the grin of a madman. It was gentler, a smile that knew sadness and still chose delight. From that day on, I kept finding excuses to return. A cracked sundial that sang the wrong tune, a charmed metronome stuck on melancholia, a music box that only played when no one was listening. Each visit revealed something more. His tools moved on their own, like pets. His workbench was an altar to chaos, and he never wore the same coat twice. But what fascinated me most was his silence. Not awkward or empty, just comfortable. The kind of quiet that made you feel listened to. One afternoon, while I watched him solder a constellation into a compass, I asked, "Do you ever regret it? Choosing this?" He didn't look up. Choosing time over people? I nodded. He set the compass down. All the time. VRL's Midwinter Masquerade is famous across realms. Lanterns that glow with your forgotten dreams, dancers who waltz across walls, a moon that descends in velvet heels. I wasn't going to go, but then a note slid under my door. 13:15, Clock Tower. Don't be late. No name, no seal, but the ink smelled of cinnamon and brass. I wore a mask of silver ivy and blue silk. My hands were ink-stained, as always. He met me at the base of the cursed clock tower, unmasked. "You don't do disguise?" I teased. He shrugged. "Time already hides everything, so why should I?" We danced once, beneath the frozen hands of the tower. It hadn't moved in a century. Neither did we. For that moment, it felt like time was pausing just for us. And then he said, "There's something I need to show you. But first, don't fall in love with me." "Oh," I said lightly. "Too late." He took me to the very top of the clock tower, through a door made of hesitation and polished doubt. Inside was a chamber where time didn't obey the rules. Moments floated midair, bottled laughter, flickering memories, captured fragments of sorrow. And in the center, housed in a cradle of starlight and steel, was a large mechanical heart. He touched it reverently. "This is mine," he said. Your... He clarified, "My actual heart. I broke the weave of time too many times. Stole moments I shouldn't have. Now I exist in borrowed minutes. The more I live, the more I disappear." I reached for his hand. "Then let's stop disappearing. Let's anchor you. You don't know what that would cost. I know exactly what it's already costing you." He hesitated, then kissed me, and it wasn't like the first time. This kiss tasted like fear and wonder and the edges of forever. The days that followed bent oddly. Sometimes we'd live a whole day in an hour. Other times we'd wake up a week behind. I aged backwards for an afternoon. Elias started forgetting which version of himself was speaking. And then came the letter from the Council of Chronomancers. This love is unstable, unapproved, unrepeatable. They ordered him to stop. He handed me a watch the next morning, silver, warm, ticking gently. If you open it at sunset, you'll forget everything. Me, this, us. I opened it and promptly removed the gears. "You're impossible," he said, half laughing. "You're irresistible," I replied. Together, we're quite illegal. He kissed me again, desperate, grateful, and we set to work. We built it in 3 weeks, a new kind of timekeeper, not a machine to control time, but to listen to it. A clock that made peace with change. We called it the promise. The day we activated it, the world paused. And in that sacred stillness, Elias handed me his heart. Literally. He said, "I can't give you forever, but I can give you this moment. All of it. I'll keep it safe," I whispered, tears smudging the ink on my fingers. For both of us. When time resumed, he was gone. Not dead, not forgotten, just elsewhere. Displaced between seconds, a breath caught in the weave. I stayed. What else could I do? I became the new clockmaker of Viorel. My hands smell like brass and memory. My tower ticks unevenly. Cats still talk to me. The clocks misbehave out of loyalty. And every midwinter, at 13:15, the tower chimes once, though no one else hears it. Except me. And I close my eyes, press a hand to the ticking heart beneath my ribs, and whisper, "I'm still here. No rush. We've got time."